I do not think men and women are created equal. Thank goodness.
Well, obviously, physically, they're not created equal.
I think they want to be paid equally. I don't think they're treated or are thought of equally.
I do. I believe that men and women are created equal.
Because they're both human.
You know, women have, can do things.
I believe women are better communicators overall.
I think they should have equal rights, but we are definitely different creatures.
We have the same struggles. I mean, it's no different than any other creature on this planet. You know, the men have tasks they have to accomplish, and women have tasks they have to accomplish.
They can use their sexuality different than men can.
And I think men overall are usually a little bit more spatially oriented.
And I'm very happy that I am a man.
Well, I don't know if they like things because they're stereotypical. I think they become stereotypical because most guys like them. There's stuff that we've been doing since we've been growing up. We've been playing ball or played tag or, you know, the kind of games that we play. We end up wanting to watch them on TV. We like to watch sports because that's what we did as a kid.
I think guys enjoy doing stereotypical guy things because quilting clubs are lame, and nobody really likes gardening that much unless you have to eat.
That's a great question, because I do. I really do. You know, when I'm around my sons, my wife would say, why do you guys find that funny?
What did he say? You're crazy, you're crazy, you're crazy.
I think guys like the stereotypical guy things because it gets reinforced daily.
Part of our DNA is to do dumb things or to go for, you know, the action and the adrenaline rush. It's probably comes back from our hunting gathering days when, you know, there's always the chance that someday you were going to get the bear and someday the bear is going to get you.
We like raunchy comedy because that's how we entertained each other when we were growing up. What's grosser than gross? Those are the kinds of things that we grew up on, and then now if we can find somewhere on television where we can get that, or a movie, or just any way to get to that, we tend to like those kinds of things.
And I think it's something innate that within men, that we just find certain things funny, that you know, we don't do the touchy-feely things that women tend to do. And, you know, certain words and certain things just we find to be funny, maybe not correctly so.
How many guys are going to admit that they read Twilight? But, you know, they'll always admit to doing whatever the cool in thing is. So.
Pretty much everything that we see, from females to cars to what you see on TV, sports, everything. It's drilled. It's drilled daily into the average person.
I like cars. I like things that go bang. I like watching things explode. The closer, the louder, the better. Yeah, that's it.
I can go to Home Depot and not worry about that I might run into somebody because I'm, you know, wearing a dirty t-shirt and a pair of shorts.
Honestly, I think one of the greatest advantages of being a male versus being a female is I've never grown up thinking I had anything that I had to prove.
That's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.
Perception, other people's perceptions. And unfortunately, perceptions tend to be reality. If someone thinks that you're capable, if they think that, you know, you can do it because you have a taller stature and a deeper voice, they're going to give you that opportunity.
My favorite thing about being a guy instead of a girl is probably because they have more abilities to do stuff, and they're a lot stronger and they can stand up and pee.
Don't do that.
Being a man, being the strong one, being the one willing to do things that others won't do. So that definitely carries a lot of weight. But as far as being a woman is concerned, they have a lot of things to worry about themselves. For instance, if they're a mother, simply the birth of a child is something that men, fortunately, do not have to experience.
I think I have a lot easier at work being a male. I think it's a harder road for a woman.
I didn't have to be the first male this, the first male that, and therefore I just did what I wanted to do. I didn't feel like there was, I wasn't living up against any ghosts of the past. I just did what I wanted to do.
And I can reach a cereal on the top shelf.
This will make it necessary to increase our active fighting forces by raising the monthly draft call from 17,000 over a period of time.
The greatest disadvantage to being a male versus a female?
Men come with, I think, different kinds of problems, shorter lifespan.
I can never call in with cramps.
I'm going to go to fatherhood on that one. There are certain things that mothers get to do that fathers don't get to do. And there's a bond. I've got 2 kids, and there's a definite bond that was already there between the kids and their mom that I had to start developing, what felt like at the last minute, after the kid was already born.
I can't remember every single argument me and my wife have ever had into perpetuity. So those are some pretty big disadvantages.
That ain't what I learned about women.
There are some new and different problems, Joe. I'll admit that.
Women scare me.
I think right now it's very difficult to be a man in today's world. First of all, I don't know how to be a woman in today's world, so.
Men do have it a little easier than women in terms of, struggles that we deal with.
I don't think it's harder for one sex over the other to get through life today, for the simple fact that I think it's up to the person and how they use their tools. Perfect example, I could never cry myself out of a ticket, but I also can open the peanut butter jar.
A lot of guys are trying to figure out what their roles happen to be. After the 1960s, everything kind of changed a little bit, and so we try not to be condescending and offensive, yet we always manage to be condescending and offensive.
Now, if anybody wants a flam span, give with the double left-handed jerry wrench on account of it might subbobulate the orange crate with the torpid. On the other hand, if a span flam is wanted, that's single right-handed, providing the pressing puncture is adjusted to the conch front of 37 and 2/8. Is that clear?
I'm sure that a woman that's had a tough road to hoe because of stereotypical things that, maybe in the workforce, whatever the case might be, that they would go back and they would, complain that it is much harder to be a woman.
I think it's very difficult to find out where our roles are, how to be a strong man, something that's attractive to other women, but not tap into that 1940s stereotypical cavemen, not that there were cavemen in the 40s, but that whole mentality.
All the hustle and bustle, the workaday tussle. He's a miserable sight when he comes home each night. His nerves all a jangle, all ready to wrangle.
I can remember getting into a big discussion with a woman one time about the fact that I was a man. There was no way I could cook. Yeah. Well, I can. So.
And the winner is Jack Nicholson and 1 for over the Clippers.
Well, I guess this proves there are as many nuts in the academy as anywhere else.
I think the thing that drives a man to pursue his dreams, it's your internal just gut check. It's how much you want it.
For me, it's a lot of it is, there's an intrinsic side, that makes me want to do something to be successful. But I do it a lot for my loved ones.
That passion of just, that self-inspiration, that drive that a person can have just within itself without any kind of outside distractions is something that not a lot of people can do.
I don't have a mark on my face, and I upset Sonny Lisbon, and I just turned 22 years old. I must be the greatest. I told the world.
It could be you just hate to fail, or you just really want this goal, but it could also be extra. You're worried about, let's say your goal is to get that job. Well, it might not just be for the prestige or the money, it's to be able to secure a future for your kids.
Hopefully what drives a man is the end goal. Where do you want where do you want your journey to end? Because unfortunately, all of ours do.
I actually remember asking myself that question before I was a pilot, when I was going through pilot training, and I was always wondering why I wanted to do it. I sat on the bench the whole time when I played sports. I was never the top of anything, and I always just kind of felt this was a cool job that when somebody found out you're a pilot, they tend to go, oh, that's cool. Oh, that sounds neat. Let me talk about it, which I hate talking about because no one likes to talk about work.
This airplane and this pilot are about to be the first ever to fly faster than the speed of sound in level flight.
You know, and I work hard at what I do so that my family is happy with me and that I can provide things for them. Now, both my sons are married and gone, but now it's just my wife and I, and so it's doing things to make her happy that then in turn makes me happy.
Does an erection, well, does that mean you have too much sperm and you ought to get rid of it?
Get rid of it? No. But sometimes your body will do that by itself. At night. It's called a nocturnal emission, or wet dream. Then you can cause an ejaculation by yourself, too, by masturbating, rubbing the penis.
I define happiness by the amount of free time that I have.
Playing with my friends and going to school and doing a good job in school.
For me, if I can go home at the end of the day, content with what I've done, content with the job I've done, happy to be at home with my family.
Happiness really just comes from being in a place where you are comfortable with the accomplishments that you've made in your life.
Yeah, I've been very fortunate. I have a happy marriage, a woman that I adore. That's my wife, that is.
Every day that I don't have to be here at work is a great day. I love the job. I'm doing what I like, but any day where I can just wake up and go anywhere is a good day.
And then to procreate as much or as little as you want.
That's happiness.